everybody. Well, let's begin our discussion over the questions on permutations and combinations. The first question for 1 mark is giving us this particular equation. 1 upon 8 factorial plus 1 upon 9 factorial is x upon 10 factorial. We need to find the quantity x. So, if 1 upon 8 factorial plus 1 upon 9 factorial is x upon 10 factorial, somehow I need to connect these 3 factorials given to me, and I already know how to do that. If you remember, n factorial can be written as n into n minus 1 factorial, right? Therefore, if I keep 8 factorial as it is and I write 9 factorial as 9 into 8 factorial and 10 factorial as 10 into 9 into 8 factorial, I can see throughout 8 factorial can come out common. If I take this 8 factorial here, what would I be getting? This is 1 by 8 factorial. 1 plus 1 by 9 equals 1 by 8 factorial x upon 10 into 9. Right? Natural number, natural number. 8 factorial is a natural number. 1 upon 8 factorial is a positive real number, and therefore I can cancel this out. I am left with 1 plus 1 by 9 equals x upon 10 into 9. 9 plus 1, 10 upon 9 into 10 into 9. Basically, I am taking this 10 into 9 above over here on the left hand side. This is my x. 9 cancels out. You get x equals 100. Fine, the only property which the question was basically wanting you to recall was that n into n factorial is n into n minus 1 factorial. Moving to the next question, it says, how many 4-digit numbers can be formed by using the digits from 1 to 9 if repetition of digits is not allowed? Now try to understand the question. It is giving you the digits from 1 to 9. There are 9 digits available with you, and you need to form all the 4-digit numbers where the 4 digits that you need to use should be the digits from 1 to 9. One of the cases can be that I select 1, 3, 5 and 2, these 4 digits from 1 to 9. With these 4 digits that I have chosen from 1 to 9 as one of the possibilities of choosing 4 digits from 1 to 9, how many 4-digit numbers can you form from these 4 digits? Obviously, you can form so many 4-digit numbers from these 4 digits. One of the 4-digit number is 1352 only, other can be 1532, other can be 1235, or it can be 1253, or it can begin from 2, 2531 and so on. How many 4-digit numbers can you form from these 4 digits? Your answer should be straight away 4 factorial, isn't it? Number of permutations of 4 distinct objects taken all 4 at a time is 4 factorial. And therefore, if 1, 3, 5 and 2 are 4 distinct objects available with me, how can I arrange them in 4 places in all possible manners? There are 4 factorial ways in which I can do that. Each of the arrangement is going to give me a 4-digit number made from 1 and 3 and 5 and 2, and therefore I will be having 4 factorial 4-digit numbers which are made from these 4 selected digits 1, 3, 5 and 2. That means one way in which I was able to select 4 digits from 1 to 9 gave me the option to get 4 factorial 4-digit numbers. Other choice of 4 letter would give me another 4 factorial 4-digit words. Another choice of 4 digits from 1 to 9 is going to give me another 4 factorial 4-digit numbers. That means each of the ways in which I can choose 4 digits from 1 to 9 is delivering me 4 factorial 4-digit numbers. In how many ways can I choose 4 digits from 1 to 9? Each of those choices is going to give me 4 factorial 4-digit numbers. So, I will have number of choices into 4 factorial as my final answer. Number of choices means number of ways in which I can choose 4 digits from available 9 digits multiplied by 4 factorial, because each of the choice of 4 digits from 1 to 9 is giving me 4 factorial 4-digit numbers. So, number of ways of choosing 4 digits from 1 to 9. This is same as saying number of combinations of 4 distinct objects from available 9 objects, right? How can you do that? 9C4. You can choose 4 objects from 9 distinct objects in 9C4 ways. That is something very obvious. Now, corresponding to each of these selections, I am getting 4 factorial 4 digit numbers, and therefore, number of 4 digit numbers, which can be formed from using digits from 1 to 9. How many 4 digit numbers can you form by using the digits from 1 to 9? First of all, you can choose 4 digits from available 9 digits in 9C4 ways. Each of these selection is giving me 4 factorial 4 digit numbers. Therefore, 9C4 selections will give me 9C4 into 4 factorial numbers. This is your answer, and if you are aware about the formula, this is actually 9P4. Fine. You can very easily compute the value. That would be your final answer. Next question we have, in how many ways can 4 red, 3 yellow and 2 green discs can be arranged in a row if the discs of the same color are indistinguishable? Now, basically there are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 objects. There are 9 objects. Basically, if there are 9 objects with you, out of which 4 are same of one kind, 3 are same of the other kind, 2 are same of the third kind. There are 9 places you need to arrange 9 objects in which 4 are same, exactly the same of one kind, 3 are exactly the same of the other kind, 2 are exactly the same of the third kind. In how many ways can you arrange them? Direct formula, number of ways in which n objects can be arranged in n places in which P1 are similar of one kind, P2 are similar of the other kind, P3 are similar of the third kind, is given by n factorial upon P1 factorial into P2 factorial into P3 factorial. And therefore, the answer, number of ways in which 4 red, 3 yellow and 2 green discs can be arranged in a row if the discs of the same color are indistinguishable, is equal to 9 factorial upon 4 factorial into 3 factorial into 2 factorial. The only concept used is which one? That if you have n objects out of which P1 are similar of one kind, P2 of the other and P3 of the other, such that P1 plus P2 plus P3 is equal to n, the number of ways in which these can be arranged is equal to n factorial upon P1 factorial into P2 factorial into P3 factorial. Is it clear? You can compute the value. That would be your final answer. Now you have NC9 equals NC8, find NC17. If NC9 is same as NC8, NC9 is what? N factorial upon 9 factorial into n minus 9 factorial. This is n factorial upon 8 factorial into n minus 8 factorial. N factorial cancels out. You are left with 9 factorial, which can be written as 9 into 8 factorial. This is n minus 9 factorial. Then this is 1 upon 8 factorial. N minus 8 factorial can be written as n minus 8 into n minus 8 minus 1, that is n minus 9 factorial. N minus 9 factorial cancels out, 8 factorial cancels out, you are left with 1 by 9 equals 1 by n minus 8, which means n minus 8 equals 9, or n is 17. If n is 17, compute NC17. So then NC17 actually is 17C17, and you know that NCN is equal to 1, and therefore your final answer is 1. Next question we have, a committee of 3 persons is to be constituted from a group of 2 men and 3 women. Fine. A committee of 3 persons is to be constituted from a group of 2 men and 3 women. In how many ways can this be done? Basically, you have 2 men and 3 women, that means all in all you have 5 people present with you. Out of those 5 people, you have to form a committee of 3 people. That means, and ordering is not at all important over here. You just need to make a group of 3 people out of the available 5 distinct people. In how many ways can you do that? Well, number of ways in which 3 people can be chosen from among 5 distinct people, or 5 people basically. This is what? 5C3. Very easy. Next we have, how many of these committees would consist of 1 man and 2 women? Well, number of ways in which 1 man can be chosen. How many men you have? You have 2 men. From among 2 men, you can choose 1 man from 2 available men in 2C1 ways, and number of ways in which 2 women can be chosen. 2 women can be chosen from available 3 women. This can be done in 3C2 ways. You want to find out the number of ways in which 1 man and 2 women can be chosen. That means job 1 and job 2 performed simultaneously, or basically one after the other consecutively. First job is to select 1 man out of the available 2 men, and the second job is to select 2 women out of the available 3 women. That means job 1 can be done in these many ways, job 2 can be done in these many ways. So both the jobs, one after the other, can be done in this into this, these many ways. Therefore, the answer to the second question is 2C1 into 3C2 ways. So number of ways in which a committee of basically 3 persons would necessarily consist of 1 man and 2 women is these many ways. In these many ways, you can form a committee of 3 persons in which there would be exactly 1 man and 2 women. Clear? Moving to the next question, we have, find the value of n such that np5 equals 42 np3, where n is given to be strictly greater than 4. Let's try to understand this concept and the way in which this is supposed to be tackled. np5 is 42 np3 and n is given to be strictly greater than 4. np5 n factorial upon n minus 5 factorial. This is 42 into n factorial upon n minus 3 factorial. Let's sort this out a bit. This is n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4, n minus 5 factorial whole upon n minus 5 factorial. Understand the logic why I expanded it till here? Basically to get rid of the denominator. This is what? 42 multiplied by, again, n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial. Stop over here because in the denominator you have n minus 3 factorial. Cancel it out. Now, just the remaining portion, if you carefully observe, because n is greater than 4, n is not equal to 0, it is greater than 4, I can cancel out n. If n is greater than 4, n minus 1 is not equal to 0. If n is greater than 4, n minus 2 is not equal to 0. That is why I was able to cancel it out. Cancelling means basically I am bringing n minus 1 over here in the denominator and then cancelling out. But denominator can have n minus 1 only when n minus 1 is not equal to 0, which is true because n is given to be greater than 4. That is the very reason of this particular condition given to us. Now after all the cancellations, we are left with n minus 3 into n minus 4. Everything cancelled out from there. This is 42. So you have n square minus 4n minus 3n plus 12 equals 42. N square minus 4n minus 3n plus 12 equals 42. So this is n square minus 7n. 42 minus 12 is 30. So basically you get minus 30. So here you have what? 10 into 3 is 30. So here I can write n square minus 10n plus 3n minus 30 equals 0. Minus 10 plus 3 is minus 7. Minus 10 into 3 is minus 30. So this implies n minus 10 plus 3 n minus 10. Fine. This gives you what? N minus 10 and n plus 3. Which implies your n is 10 or n is minus 3. But you know n is a natural number. Therefore, n cannot be equal to minus 3 and therefore n is finally equal to 10. That is how, by using the properties of permutations, you compute the value of n, and you can see 10 is definitely greater than 4. If NPR is same as NPR plus 1 and NCR is same as NCR minus 1, find the value of n and r. Let's begin. Here both permutation and combination concepts are going to be used. NPR is same as NP r plus 1. NPR is n factorial upon n minus r factorial, and NPR plus 1 will be n factorial upon n minus r plus 1. N minus r plus 1, that means n minus r minus 1 factorial. Clear? Basically n minus r plus 1, that means n minus r minus 1 factorial. N factorial cancels out. What are you left with? Now over here what you do is, this is NPR is NPR plus 1. So I can write n minus r into n minus r minus 1 factorial equals 1 upon n minus r minus 1 factorial. This cancels out. What are you left with is n minus r equals 1. Okay. Next says NCR equals NCR minus 1. Use the formula for NCR. What is it? N factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. N factorial upon r minus 1 factorial, n minus r plus 1 factorial. It's n factorial upon r minus 1 factorial into n minus r minus 1, that is n minus r plus 1 whole factorial. Again this cancels out. Try to see what all can you manipulate. This is r into r minus 1 factorial. Let this be n minus r factorial only. This is r minus 1 factorial, and this will become n minus r plus 1 into n minus r plus 1 minus 1 factorial, that is n minus r factorial. Clearly this cancels out and this also cancels out. So you are left with n minus r plus 1 equals r, that is n minus 2r plus 1 equals 0, or n minus 2r equals minus 1. Right? You can write n plus 1 equals 2r, n plus 1 equals 2r, or like you can write n minus 2r equals minus 1. When you solve 1 and 2, you have n minus r equals 1 and n minus 2r equals minus 1. To subtract, what you get is 2r minus r is r, 1 plus 1 is 2. If r is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, so n is 3. You are getting r equals 2 and n equals 3. Clear? Moving to the next question, we have a group consists of 4 girls and 7 boys. In how many ways can a team of 5 members be formed if the team has no girl, at least 1 boy and 1 girl, and at least 3 girls? So there are 4 girls and 7 boys. I need to form a team in which there is no girl and the team is supposed to be of 5 members. I have 4 girls and 7 boys. I need to form a team of 5 members in which there is no girl. That means there should be only boys present inside the team. That means I am having overall 7 boys with me and I want to form a team with any 5 of those boys because no girl is allowed to be in that team. That means overall we need to find out the number of ways in which 5 boys can be selected out of the 7 available boys. Number of ways in which a team can be formed of 5 members wherein you have 4 girls and 7 boys available in which there is no girl. That means basically you are wanting to form a team of 5 members with only 5 boys and you have available 7 boys with you. So the question boils down to find out the number of ways in which 5 boys can be selected out of 7 boys, and that can be done in 7C5 ways. Out of 7 boys you can select 5 boys in 7C5 ways. Each of those selections is going to constitute to give you a team of 5 members in which there will be no girl, and that team will be formed with the available 7 boys. Next says at least 1 boy and 1 girl. Now at least 1 boy and at least 1 girl, that means either the team can be of either I want at least 1 boy, at least 1 girl. So when there is 1 boy and 4 girls, because you want team of 5 members, right? Or 2 boys and 3 girls, or 3 boys and 2 girls, or 4 boys and 1 girl. I cannot say 5 boys and 0 girls because then team would definitely be of 5 members but in which there will be no girl, and I want at least 1 girl present. So either this can be the team can consist of this arrangement or this or this. If team can be of this or this or this or this format, satisfying the very second condition that at least 1 boy and at least 1 girl should be there, that means this task of forming a team with 5 members in which there is at least 1 boy and at least 1 girl, there are 4 ways in which this job can be done, either in this way or in this way or in this way or in this way. First job can be done in how many ways? In how many ways can you form a team of 5 people in which there is 1 boy and 4 girl? 1 boy out of 7 boys can be selected in 7C1 ways, and 4 girls out of available 4 girls, this can be done in 4C4 ways. So 1 boy and 4 girls can be selected in these many ways. That means the first job can be done in 7C1 into 4C4 ways. Second job, 2 boys, this is my second job. 2 boys out of available 7 boys can be selected in 7C2 ways, and 3 girls out of available 4 girls can be selected in 4C3 ways. Therefore, 2 boys and 3 girls can be selected in 7C2 into 4C3 ways. 3 boys, now this is my job 3. 3 boys out of available 7 boys can be selected in 7C3 ways. 2 girls out of available 4 girls can be selected in 4C2 ways, and 3 boys and 2 girls can be selected in these many ways. Last we have job 4. 4 boys out of available 7 boys can be chosen in 7C4 ways. 1 girl out of available 4 girls can be chosen in 4C1 ways. So 4 boys and 1 girl can be chosen in these many ways. Now job 1 can be done in these many ways, job 2 in these many, job 3 in these many, job 4 in these many. Actually this job of forming a group of 5 members with at least 1 boy and at least 1 girl can be done in either of these ways, and therefore by principle of addition, I am getting the total number of ways in which this task can be done is number of ways in which first job can be done plus number of ways in which second plus number of ways in which third plus number of ways in which fourth job can be done. And therefore, I am saying number of ways in which team of 5 members has at least one boy and at least one girl is 7C1 into 4C4 plus 7C2 into 4C3 plus 7C3 into 4C2 plus 7C4 into 4C1. You can easily calculate the number, that is your answer. Third says at least 3 girls should be there. Now at least 3 girls can be there in what all situations? The team can be at least 3 girls. So 3 girls are there and keep 2 boys, or 4 girls are there and 1 boy. There is no other situation. You cannot keep 5 girls because all in all you have only 4 girls with you. You cannot keep 5 girls. In that situation, the team will have at least 3 girls, but that is not feasible because there are no 5 girls. So either you will have exactly 3 girls and 2 boys you have to keep, or 4 girls you can keep and 1 boy you have to keep. These are the 2 situations in which there will be at least 3 girls in the team. Now this is my job 1 and this is job 2. The task of forming a team of 5 members in which there are at least 3 girls can be done in either this way or this way, right? This task of forming a team of 5 members in which there are at least 3 girls can be performed either in this way or in this way. How many ways are there of performing job 1? 3 girls can be selected out of 4 girls in 4C3 ways and 2 boys can be selected out of 7 boys in 7C2 ways. These are the number of ways of actually performance of job 1. And what is the number of ways of performance of job 2? Number of ways of selecting 4 girls out of available 4 girls, number of ways of selecting 1 boy out of available 7 boys, and therefore number of ways of selecting 4 girls and 1 boy is this. Job 1 can be done in these many ways, job 2 in these many, so job 1 or job 2 can be done in this plus this, these many ways. So, number of ways in which team has at least 3 girls is 4C3 into 7C2 plus 4C4 into 7C1. Calculate the number, that's your answer. Next question, let's take a glance at it. How many numbers greater than this given number can be formed by using these digits 1, 2, 0, 2, 4, 2, 4? If you look at this number, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits. And here the digits available with you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means you have to find out the number of numbers which are greater than this given 7-digit number formed by these 7 digits only. That means the number greater than this number is going to be of 7 digits only. First of all, we have to form a 7-digit number, not a 7-digit number. We have to find out the number of 7-digit numbers formed with these digits which are greater than this 7-digit number. If I need a number which is 7-digit number greater than this 7-digit number, definitely that number can either begin with 1 or 2 or 4. Can it begin with 0? The moment the number begins with 0, it is going to become of 6-digit. So how can it be greater than this 7-digit number? So if I am searching for a 7-digit number formed with these available 7 digits greater than this given 7-digit number, it better start with either 1 or 2 or 4. Because I have only these available options. It is going to either start with 1 or start with 2 or start with 4. So 7-digit numbers formed from 0, 1, 1, 2, 3. 3 2s you have and 2 4s you have. 7-digit numbers formed from these 7 digits beginning with 1 That means 7 places you have. First is fixed as 1. Now you basically have 0, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4. These 6 digits can be arranged in these 6 places in how many ways? These 6 digits are not all 6 distinct. 3 2s are there and 2 4s are there. I can arrange these 6 digits in these 6 places in how many ways? In 6 factorial upon 3 factorial into 2 factorial ways, right? Next, this is one way in which, this is the one job that is basically of forming numbers which are greater than the 7-digit number with these available 7 digits. They are beginning with 1. Each of these numbers beginning with 1 are 7-digit numbers made from these 7 digits which are greater than this given 7-digit number. Another option. 7-digit numbers again formed from 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4 beginning with 2. That means basically 7 places are there, 7-digit number beginning with 2. Now you are left with 0, 1, 2 2s and 2 4s. In how many ways can you arrange these 6 digits in these 6 places? In 6 factorial upon 2 factorial into 2 factorial. And last is 7-digit numbers beginning from 4. That means now from 4 the numbers are going to start and you have 0, 1, 2, 2, 2 and 4. These available options to fill the rest of the 6 places. So this can be done in 6 factorial upon 3 factorial ways. You can form numbers greater than the 7-digit number made from these available 7 digits in either this way or this way or this way. So how many ways are there of actually performing the job? It is 6 factorial upon 3 factorial into 2 factorial. Number of ways in which job 1 can be performed, number of ways in which job 2 can be performed, plus number of ways in which job 3 can be performed. Because job 1 or job 2 or job 3 can be performed in this plus this plus this, these many ways. Clear? Moving to the next question, we have find the number of arrangements of the letters of the word independence in how many of these arrangements, and then the conditions are given to you. Let's begin. If you talk about this word independence, this basically has 12 letters in which there are 1, 2, 3, 4 E's. So 12 letters you have, 4 E's you have, 1, 2, 3, 3 N's you have, and 1, 2, 2 D's you have. That's how the word is. Find the number of arrangements of the letters of the word independence. How many ways are there? Number of arrangements, total arrangements of all the letters of the given word. It's very easy. This is equal to 12 factorial upon 4 are same of one kind, 3 are same of the other, and 2 are same of the other kind. First, in how many of these arrangements words start with P? So 12 letter words are there. Fine. Words are starting with P, that means first letter is fixed. Now you are left with 11 blank positions. These 11 blank positions can be filled with how many letters? P is going to be fixed. You are left with what all? You are left with 4 E's. Let me write it like this: E, 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 3 N's, 2 D's, and apart from this you have 1 I, and you have C. Then what is it that you have? I you have covered, N you have covered, D you have covered, E you have covered, P is already consumed in the first place. This E, this N, this E, D, this E, this N, this C, this E. Everything has been consumed. So there are 12 basically letters in the word independence. 1 has already been blocked. You are left with 11. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this can be done in 11 factorial upon 4 are same of one kind, 3 are same of the other, and 2 are same of the other. These many ways. Talking about the second. Direct concept of this result is being used. Next is vowels always occur together. The vowels are what? A, E, I, O, U. Out of that there are 4 E's and 1 I present. So vowels always occur together. So I want E, 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 E and I. They should always occur together. So I will be considering them as one word. 5 letters have already been consumed: 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And these positions can be filled in how many ways? 4 E's, 1 I, 3 N's you have, 2 D's you have, C you have, P you have. These are your 7 letters that you have to be arranged in these 7 places, and one place is already this. So if you just consider this complete as one single letter, you have 8 blank positions and 8 letters available with you, 7 these and 1 letter these. In how many ways can you arrange 8 letters, 8 distinct letters, or not distinct because there are same similarities available? In how many ways can you arrange 8 letters in 8 places? In 8 factorial, and this is what? 3 are same of one kind, 2 are same of one kind. Corresponding to this arrangement of these 5 vowels, I am getting these many words. In how many ways can I arrange these 5 vowels among themselves? I can do that in 5 factorial upon 4 factorial ways, because 5 are they in number and 4 are same of one kind. So corresponding to each of the arrangement of these 5 vowels, out of which there are 4 E's and 1 I am getting these many words. So corresponding to all these arrangements of these 5 vowels, I am getting these many into these many words. In each way that you arrange these 5 vowels, you get these many words. There are these many ways of arranging these 5 vowels. So overall there are these many into these many words. That's your answer to the second question. Third, we have, do the vowels never occur together? These are the total number of ways in which you can arrange the 12 letters of the word independence, and these are the number of ways in which all the vowels occur together. So obviously, third would be 1 minus 2. From all the arrangements, remove those arrangements in which vowels are occurring together, you will be getting the arrangements in which vowels are not occurring together. So that is equal to what? 12 factorial upon 4 factorial into 3 factorial into 2 factorial minus 8 factorial upon 3 factorial into 2 factorial into 5 factorial upon 4 factorial. This is your answer. And then we have, do the words begin with I and end with P? Okay, so 12 letter words begin with I, end with P, left with 10 places because 2 places have already been fixed, 3 N's, 4 E's, 2 D's, you have a C. And that is it. These are your 10 letters. So these 10 letters need to be arranged in 10 blank places because 2 places have already been filled by I and P. That too, I cannot swap I and P. I is fixed at the first place, P is fixed at the last place. So now I don't need to actually bother about the first and the last place. I only need to arrange these 10 letters in these available 10 places, which I can do in 10 factorial upon 3 factorial into 4 factorial into 2 factorial. That's it. And that's my answer to the last query. I hope all the concepts were nicely brushed while doing these 10 questions. Please revise them nicely. That's it from my side. Thank you.